Hello everyone. In this video, we are talking about 5-point summary. 5-point summary is basically it's a part of descriptive statistics. So when we talk about 5-point summary, we are basically talking about five things. The first thing is the minimum value, then the first quartile, then the median, third quartile, and the maximum value. So minimum value is the smallest value in that particular attribute or in a feature. The first quartile is the 25th percentile, which means that the 25% of the values lie below this. Then we have the 50th percentile, which is the middle value or median, which means like 50% of the value is below it and 50% of the value is above it. Then third quartile, 75 percentile, which means it's like 75% of data is below this particular value. And the maximum value is the largest value in that particular variable or in that particular feature. Next is like when we talk about 5-point summary, the best way to visualize that 5-point summary is to use the box plot. So you can see this box plot. So here, how this is being represented. So there we have the minimum value, then we have the maximum value, and then we have Q1, which is the lower quartile. Then we have the Q2, and then we have the Q3. Okay, and this value, the difference between Q3 and Q1, is called as the IQR, which is the interquartile range. So now we can also, with the help of the 5-point summary, we can also calculate the outliers, which means the values which is below a certain boundary. That boundary can be a lower at the lower side as well as on the higher side also. So we have this minimum value and maximum value, then Q1, Q2, and Q3. We know that Q3 minus Q1 is giving us the IQR, interquartile range. So then we have the lower boundary and then we have the higher boundary. So anything which is below this lower boundary is an outlier on the lower side, and anything which is higher than this particular higher boundary is those values are the outliers on the higher side. So let's say how we can calculate this lower boundary and higher boundary. So lower boundary is being calculated by Q1 minus 1.5 multiplied by IQR, and higher boundary is equal to Q3 plus 1.5 multiplied by IQR. So outliers here is basically values which are less than the lower boundaries. You can see here, which is more towards the left of this lower boundary, and values which is greater than this higher boundary. Okay, so which is these values. So all these star marked points are the outliers in this case. So now, one more thing is like when you are drawing any kind of 5-point summary using a box plot, so you can where you can look at the shape and you can tell that okay, whether it's a normally distributed or whether it's a positively skewed or negatively skewed. So when we talk about normal distribution, the box will be in a perfect form, and you can see this part which contains the interquartile range. The this middle value will be passing in from the it will be in the middle. Okay, so but when you talk about the positively skewed, then the median will be on the lower side. It will be shifted more towards the left side. Okay, so then you can say that median is on the lower side, which means that the mean will be on the higher side. So we know that okay, positively skewed data is that data where the mean is greater than the median. Similar way on when we talk about negatively skewed, so here the median is much more larger. So median you can see it will be more towards the right side, shifted towards the right side. So median value will be here much higher as compared to the mean. So this is how you can, with the help of the box plot, you can find it out that whether the data is positively skewed, negatively skewed, or it's a kind of a normal distribution of the data. So 5-point summary in general, it can summarize the data. It can give it the description of that particular data, like what is its minimum, maximum. We can calculate the range out of it. Then we can know the percentile of the data, Q1, Q2, Q3, which can help us to identify the outliers, and then we have the distribution of the data that it can identify the skewness also. So this was all about 5-point summary. Uh, Thanks for watching this video.